episode of my new Makeup Masterclass series. I want this series to be some sort of an online makeup school for people who have zero clue about makeup, as well as people who maybe just want to learn a few tricks. And I'm here with my friend Monica today. She's here to ask me stupid questions, I guess.
Hey, I'm not completely clueless.
Yeah, that's true. I did already teach her some stuff. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, today we're gonna start covering the topic of foundation, which is the first thing that you put on your face to even out your skin tone and cover some imperfections. This video will first talk about various type of foundations that we can find, and then I'll also tell you which foundation is appropriate for which skin type. Right, Monica?
Yes, because the first time that we shot a makeup video, which was a tutorial, I brought...
Which is not gonna go up because it was impossible to edit.
Highly entertaining though.
Yeah.
I brought some of the makeup products that I use, and one of them was my foundation, and I got told off for it because it was completely wrong for me, apparently.
Completely.
So
today I'm gonna try to teach you which is the right one for you.
yes.
And you'll also try to memorize all the information because I'll have a test for you at the end. We're back in school.
Great, thank you for that. It means I have to listen to you.
Yeah, you do. You actually do. So Monica, do you maybe know of any different types of foundations?
Yes. Cheap. Expensive. Don't even look at them because they're so out of your price range.
That's one way to look at it. But we also have some other classifications, and the first type that we're going to discuss is a liquid foundation, which you are already familiar with because that's the foundation you owned or you own. Hopefully not for a lot longer because...
Hey, but there's so much in it. I'm not going to throw it away.
You cannot wear orange foundation, Monica. Please. You cannot wear orange. Not after being in this video. No, no, no. I'm gonna throw it away. So, you know liquid foundation?
Yes.
Liquid foundation is the most common one, I guess. You can find it everywhere in drugstores. There's cheap options, there's expensive options. Basically, there's a million of options out there. So the first type that we can find, I guess, is a very sheer type of foundation which has a low coverage. These are most appropriate for skin types that aren't really problematic, that don't have a lot of imperfections because they don't cover much.
Highly useful, that.
No, but like they are enough to even out your skin tone and cover, you know, like minor imperfections which we all have. They just won't cover like extremely dark, I don't know, under eye circles or redness or, you know, pimples. For that, you're actually going to need a foundation which has a high coverage, and those type of foundations are usually appropriate for more problematic, acne-prone skin types. Then apart from coverage, we also have different types of finishes.
What does that mean?
I'm gonna explain. Basically, if the foundation has a luminous, glowy type of finish, it means that it's basically more appropriate for dry skin types. It's more lightweight, more liquidy and sheer. And then if you have a matte finish, which mattifies an oily face, I guess, which is what you need when you have an oily face. You want to get rid of the oil, and with dry skin, you want to add the glow because dry skin is very like just it looks rough, I guess. Kind of. So yeah, for oily skin you have a matte foundation, which is also usually a bit thicker and offers more coverage, but obviously you can also have you know, foundations that are not like thick in consistency, but they can still be matte, and the other way around.
But normal faces are usually a combination of the two, aren't they?
Yes. I, for example, have a combination skin type, which means that I have dry cheeks and an oily T-zone. So in my case, because my dryness is more problematic than my oily T-zone, I gravitate towards a foundation that's appropriate for dry skin, and then on my T-zone I actually use a mattifying setting powder, which we're gonna talk about later.
So basically, you pick the lesser of two evils and
Yeah.
you go with it.
Yes. Under the liquid foundation category, I would also like to mention tinted moisturizers or BB creams or CC creams, which are all kind of similar.
This is really important.
Yeah, this is really important because Monica had a very different kind of perception of a CC cream.
Yeah, just don't go into Boots and ask for a sissy cream, because I don't think you'll find one.
So yeah, those are pretty much very sheared down versions of liquid foundations. They give a very natural looking effect, and they're what I call a weekend or like a holiday type of foundation. What they basically do is they even out your skin tone, but they don't really cover much, and they feel very light on your skin. So you don't really notice that you're wearing something, if that makes sense. They are basically like creams with a bit of a pigment.
That's good. I would use that.
Yeah, you can just apply them with your hands, and they're very easy to work with. Some of them also include SPF, which is obviously helpful, but I would still suggest you to use SPF anyways beforehand, like a sunscreen, because I'm not sure if BB and CC creams actually contain enough to protect you. And also you can find SPF in normal liquid foundations, but I would like to stress something here. If you are going to some sort of an event and you know you're gonna have your photos taken with a flash, please don't put a foundation that contains SPF on you, because you're gonna look very, very white.
You want to make Michael Jackson joke right now?
Don't. So yeah, stay away from SPF if you're gonna have your photos taken.
I have a question.
Yes?
So, would you first apply the sunscreen with SPF and then put on the foundation?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Any types of creams always go on before the foundation. After you have foundation on, that's it. Then you can only apply like powders, but yeah, don't do it the other way around.
Right. Might have done that once or twice.
Right. Moving on to another type, we also know cream foundations. Have you ever heard about them?
Sure.
Sure, and they're not the type of cream you're probably thinking of. Cream foundations are not the most widely available. You can't really find them in every single drugstore because this is what most makeup artists use. So makeup artists usually have many different shades in a palette that they can mix and basically create a shade for every person out there, but you can also buy them individually if you want to and use, you know, one shade for yourself, or you can buy 2 shades to mix them up and only have them for yourselves. Monica will not be mixing things up.
Don't do this at home, kids.
It is not that hard once you know, figure things out.
Once you're a professional, it's not that difficult.
Well, if you know that if you mix 2 shades, if someone tells you that you'll get the perfect match if you mix these 2 shades, then you're good.
For people that are not experienced with makeup, just find a friend who knows about these things and bother them.
Because also, sales assistants, they usually don't really have much clue about makeup, let's be honest.
When I bought my foundation, there was a salesperson there and she's okayed it.
Oh god.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, no comment really. The point of cream foundations is that they have more pigment, which means that you don't really have to use a lot of them on your skin, and they cover a lot. They are also usually more long-lasting once you set them, and they are oil-based, which means that they are better for dry skin types and also aging skin.
Why?
Because the oil really helps to, I guess, not hydrate your skin, but kind of hydrate your skin, whereas foundations which are water-based are more appropriate for like oily skin, because oily skin doesn't need the extra oil, whereas dry skin kind of does. Last but not least, or in my case least, we have powder foundations. We have compact or pressed powders, which is the same thing. We have loose powders. Then we have colored powders and translucent powders, which are white but they actually don't look white once you put them on your skin. They just look like nothingness. They have no color.
Why would you want to use that?
Well, it's basically the best powder to use to set your makeup because you don't have to worry about matching that shade as well. So when you after you put on, for example, liquid or cream foundation, you always have to set it with some powder so that it stays on longer. And also if you want to mattify your face, that's what powders are usually used for. And if it's transparent, you don't have to worry about matching the shade of the powder to the shade of your skin. So I can use the same powder on myself, on you, on someone who has another shade of skin.
Are they shiny at all?
No, powders are matte. That's their job, basically, to mattify your face. Powders won't make your face look shiny. Some people also apply powders directly on their skin, but I personally don't really like that. They usually look very patchy. I mean, if you do that, make sure you have oily skin, otherwise just really stay away from it. But I personally don't like it even on an oily skin because I think it just looks patchy. The shade is often very off, so I just don't like it. But yeah, there's also mineral version of powders, which is supposed to be more natural and more appropriate for sensitive skin. But like I said, I stick to using powder as a setting powder and not as an actual foundation.
If you ever see Sandra and you have the urge to put on powder foundation, just run in the opposite direction.
Don't do that.
Just don't.
When I see people on the train taking their compact powders out of their bag and rubbing them on the face with their like puffs, I just can't look at it. It makes me feel really nervous and I want to take that away from them and do it my way because it usually looks terrible. I mean, it really does. It just doesn't look right.
Okay, fair enough.
But I mean, if you want to do it, do it.
Don't do it. That's what.
Just don't.
When a woman says do whatever you want, you don't do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's a rule.
That's true. So to quickly sum up, what have we learned today, Monica? What type of foundation is great for dry skin?
Right. Dewy.
Yes.
Low coverage.
Yeah.
Oily based, I'll say.
Yes.
So basically.
So you can have cream
Foundation
as well, which is usually oil based. Yeah.
And have a good job so you can afford it. Yeah.
And then for oily skin?
For oily skin, I suppose what works best is matte. High coverage.
High coverage if you have problematic skin.
Yeah. And so you go for powder foundation.
Yeah, you usually have to combine probably like a liquid foundation with some powder.
Here you have to have even a better job because you have to buy more products.
Too.
Basically, yeah, it evens out, I suppose.
There are actually some, affordable alternatives, so you don't need to spend that much money on foundation, to be honest. But we'll cover that in one of the next videos because I just want to get down to basics now and then go into specific products and stuff like that.
I liked it. It
Yeah.
helped me.
Good. So that was it for today. I hope you learned something. In the next episode, we'll be talking about how to find the perfect shade for you, like foundation shade. And then in the third episode, I'll be showing you which tools we use and how to actually apply foundation.
And I'll be there.
Yeah,
not
make
using them
sure
correctly.
make sure to stay tuned. If you found this video helpful, I would
Or entertaining.
really appreciate if you would share it with some of your friends maybe who are interested in learning more about makeup. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know you want to see more of these videos, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to not miss any of the future videos that are coming up. But yeah, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!
Bye!